Hey. from my life?
No, you just came here for my email.
I didn't hear what she had said.
Hi, I'm Chris Germer, and thanks for your interest in this topic. For the next 25 minutes, I'll make the case for self compassion as an antidote to shame. And then after that, I'd like to offer a 15-minute practice to give you a felt sense of everything I'm about to say. So, for starters, self compassion. Most of you probably already know a lot about self compassion. However, it was not always like that. Back in 2003, Kristen Neff published the Self Compassion Scale. And her article was the only scientific article on self compassion in the peer reviewed psychological literature at that time. And now there are over 3,000 articles on the subject. So there's a lot of interest in self compassion, mostly coming at the heels of mindfulness. My own introduction to self compassion was personal through the doorway of shame. I'm a clinical psychologist with a specialization in anxiety disorders. Um, and I suffered for 20 years from public speaking anxiety, and nothing in my clinical toolbox could fix it. I tried everything mindfulness meditation, and exposure, and beta blockers, and cognitive restructuring, nothing helped. Um, until I learned loving kindness meditation for myself. In other words, just repeating phrases like, may I be safe, may I be peaceful, may I be healthy, may I live with ease. So prior to that, I'd actually been meditating for at least 30 years, but never explicitly and repeatedly offering kindness to myself. And then after I started doing that, 4 months later, I attended a big conference at Harvard Medical School. And when I got up on stage to speak, for the first time in my adult life, the anxiety just disappeared. And this was an amazing experience for me and also a revelation. So I learned a bunch of things. One important thing that I discovered at the time was that my anxiety disorder was actually not an anxiety disorder at all. It was a shame disorder. So all my efforts to manage or to accept anxiety really didn't work because anxiety wasn't the problem. Underlying shame wasn't the problem, and I wasn't touching it. And you can imagine, I used to get up on stage and talk about mindfulness, but I was, so nervous I could hardly get out a word, and that would, needless to say, get me to think, or at least to worry that the audience would think that I was incompetent, that I was fraudulent, maybe a little stupid. So these are all symptoms of shame. But I wasn't able to address it throughout that whole time. But loving kindness meditation actually gave me the love and acceptance that I so desperately craved or needed, particularly when I was getting up on stage, despite being a flawed human being, despite having anxiety. Um, and it also showed me what I'd been avoiding so long, namely shame. Um, and also, interestingly, self compassion started to address my shame even before I knew I had shame. In other words, it was only when I had the resource of self compassion that I was actually able to see shame. And I also discovered at the time that when we're in the grip of intense and disturbing emotions, like shame, sometimes we need to hold ourselves first before we can hold our experience. So that's actually the subtle difference between mindfulness and self compassion. Mindfulness is loving awareness of moment to moment experience, and self compassion is loving awareness of the experiencer, the sense of self. And so we all know when somebody else is upset that first we have to pay attention to them until they can calm down enough to be able to address the issue. Same thing with us. So together, mindfulness and self-compassion are a powerful combination for managing difficult emotions. Um, so, what is self-compassion? First of all, I think self-compassion is a rather unfortunate term. Some people like to use the word inner compassion. Um, and it's unfortunate because many people, when they think of self-compassion, they associate self with selfishness and compassion with weakness. Um, but the research really shows quite the opposite. People who are high in self compassion are less self absorbed and narcissistic than people who are low in self compassion. They're generally more emotionally resilient, in other words, not weak, more motivated to achieve their goals, generally happier and healthier mentally and physically. And also, self compassionate people tend to have more compassionate, satisfying relationships with others. So it's really got nothing to do with selfishness or weakness. Um, what does self compassion mean? An informal definition of self compassion is when we suffer, treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding as we would treat a dear friend. And this is actually a radical act. Research by Kristen Neff shows that 68% of us are actually more compassionate to others than to ourselves. Only 6% of people are actually more compassionate to themselves than others, and the remaining 16% are about you. Self compassion is also a humble enterprise. We're really just including ourselves in the circle of compassion. We are not systematically excluding ourselves. And this has enormous ramifications in terms of health and well being, and not just for us, but also for others, as I mentioned. When Kristen developed the scale, her formal definition of self compassion had three components: mindfulness, common humanity, and self kindness. So, to be self compassionate, we need to, number one, know we're struggling while we're struggling with some measure of acceptance. That's mindfulness. We can't be compassionate if we don't know we're struggling, right? Part two, component two, is we need to feel kinship with others in the midst of our suffering. In other words, to see our suffering as part of the human experience rather than isolating us. And we also need to have a warm and kind attitude toward ourselves. And this is the self kindness aspect. So we need all three components to have self compassion. In Kristen's model, the opposite of mindfulness is self absorption or or over identification or rumination. That's the opposite of mindfulness. The opposite of common humanity is isolation and loneliness. And the opposite of self kindness is self criticism or self doubt. What's interesting is that in 2003, when Kristen developed this model, she wasn't aware that self absorption, isolation, and self criticism are actually key features of shame, um, but they are. So theoretically, self compassion is the opposite of shame. And the research also bears this out. That is to say, whenever scores on the self compassion scale increase, scores on shame scales decrease. Um, so I'm a clinical psychologist, and I've always been interested in shame. Um, and particularly the shame side of self-compassion, because shame is associated with just about every psychological disorder, including anxiety, depression, substance abuse, eating disorders, personality disorders, relational conflict. If shame doesn't cause the problem, shame is often a
Is he saying
result
Shane
of
or shame?
the
Shame.
psychological condition
Shame?
because of
Shame with
the
N.
stigma.
It sounds like he's saying Shane.
Anyhow, right now I'm
When you
trying
asked
to
me
learn
that,
self-compassion and
it was
shame.
hard to say
15
shame.
years
Yeah.
after discovering the power of self-compassion to alleviate my own shame
I was like, I know somebody named Shane.
anxiety. So what's shame? So in a nutshell, shame is a
I get it, watch this shit. I swear he's saying Shane. You know he's in the sex offenders list 3 times under a different name.
Shane?
Yeah. Crazy. One of Drake's sons.
One of Drake's sons?
Yeah.
The rapper?
Pedophile.
Oh.
Like father, like son, right? Shut up. What is he doing? What are you doing, sir? He's so silly. This is hilarious. Ow, that actually hurt. Ow. Sicario. Oh, you don't know what happened? You don't know what happened? He's bipolar as fuck. He's like, what happened? I love you. I didn't do that. That was a blanket monster.
Now he's gonna go back to the blanket.
It was so cute earlier. He was laying down and I went like this, and he put his arm around me. I was like, what the fuck? He's definitely an AI dog.
Now he's all mad because
Dogs don't do that shit. They just lay there like, oh, or they like put their nose by you, but they don't. He literally put his arm around me.
Well, he's a handsy kind of dog. He is handsy.
But he's an AI dog because like when I'm sad, he doesn't like have compassion like real dogs. You know how dogs like they'll come and he doesn't even give a fuck. He's like, let me know when you're done crying. That already comes and bites me.
Like cut that shit
real
out.
dogs don't do that shit. And usually when you bite another dog, they don't do this back.
Oh, when you bite it?
Like when you actually bite him, like I just bit him. See?
Yeah, but he knows you're playing. It's like play to him.
No, but even if you're playing, like, and you bite another dog and you're the alpha, like, they stop. Yeah.
But he's a bully breed.
I caught on.
He doesn't feel pain like normal dogs.
Caught on to you. And his eyes change. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, puppy's eyes change.
No, his eyes change.
Like colors and everything, right?
Like shape, colors, all types of shit.
I mean, it happens from when they're puppies. With kids especially.
He's not a pit bull.
Staffordshire Terrier is like a basic.
He's American Stafford.
Yeah, that's like a pit bull.
Not really.
Yes,
It's closer to a King Corso.
No. Very close to a pit bull.
What? What you gonna do about it? Huh? What you gonna do about it? I'm gonna fucking eat you. I'm gonna put you in the barbecue and eat you. Head first. Did that hurt your feelings? That was a funny bark. He's like, don't you dare! He would never. Sean. Fuck your shirt. I need to go get mine. Yours don't have the little retracting thing.
You what?
These are like chopsticks. Like mine, they have the little retracting thing, so like it like pops back up. Like I have to open it with my fingers. It's like chopsticks.
What do you mean?
Like it has like a retracting thing right here. And so they're like.
This one you have to. This one doesn't pop open.
Yeah.
Oh. I can't remember where I had more.
I have mine. Sound like a yell.
Weird one. I might have some in my bed, in the bed, in the armrest or.
Okay, I have some.
Yeah.
Give me your tail.
Intuitive and I'm Marie Trost within 14 years old. Hello, welcome. I want to get. Thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, and thank you to my members. I really appreciate all of your support. And if you guys would like a live person reading with me, or you would like to take one of my classes, or you'd like to get my deck, the Eye of Zen, go to my website, jenniferwalkerzen.com, or check out the description box below. All right, my beautiful dogs, let's jump right in. This is going to be my card. What's going on with the collective self-interest?
I farted in his face and he was like. You like that shit, huh? Sick fuck.
Current. They're the me person, and people cards mean people. What's going on with their thing romantically? Show me how to see.
I thought you were about to do it again.
No. Maybe it's very good though.
They feel like they want to end some kind of tough cycle with you, with the Ten of Swords energy. See, it's like the obstacle blockages, confusion, Seven of Cups energy. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I'm seeing things clearly. All right, let's keep going. So it looks like they want to flirt with you, they want to communicate with you. I want to end this tough cycle. I really get the sense they want to talk with you. They don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm at a crossroads. Okay. That's the obstacle blockage. Yeah, they do want this long-term emotional fulfillment with you. Happiness.
That's not my friends.
The obstacle blockage, as I said, some of you guys are on communication right now with your person. There seems to be a lack of communication, and they want to talk about the future, and they don't know what to do, and they're not sure. Seven of Cups energy as the obstacle blockage. What's going on?
It sounds so
Okay.
close.
So close.
Yeah, the yelling.
In here, yeah.
I feel like they're overwhelmed at the moment. That's what I'm getting.
No, let's go investigate Sicario.
The bottom of the deck is the mean person and wanting to speak to you about these thoughts and plans and concerns about you and the person. And immaturity and possibly something to do with pride.
Nectar,
Okay,
yeah.
let's keep going. So they apparently they want to end this whole cycle. Okay? There may be a child around
That was my
this
research
with the Page of Wands being there.
Rate my research down.
There could be concern about you being exploratory and maybe going off with someone new with the Page of Wands energy. But they're like, I want long-term emotional fulfillment with you. I want a future with you. They're the main person, the main person, and people cards mean people. What's going on with the collective's love interest? Romantically, my cards across. Show my cards in C. Show my cards in E. 2C. What's my Yeah, you see in the current, they want to get married there. They want long-term commitment. They feel like it has to be the right time. That's the obstacle or blockage. There's definitely a prideful energy there, I see. See, there is a sense of despair. I'm looking at the current. How are they viewing you, right? They're viewing you as, I want to be with this person on long term. I'm in a sense of despair. The obstacle or blockage is this concern about, will I get what I want? Is this a blessing? Is it the right time?
The ball, Sicario. The ball, the little circle thing.
There's definitely a feminine energy that caused issues in the past.
Ball.
See?
Where's your ball?
Sister, daughter, friend, karmic. Yeah, they're definitely warning you this loss of this connection.
I know you know what I'm talking about.
They're like asking themselves, am I reading my intuition right about this? Am I going to get what I desire with them?
Is it energy? Is your ball?
There's a positive turn of events and they're surprised. They feel stuck in the middle because there's this concern about lies and deceptions.
Is it under there?
Okay, let's keep going. What's going on with the collectives, love interest, romantically, based on my cards across? Show me the cards in you too, see?
Where's it?
Show me the cards in you. See? Yeah, they have a strategy going on current. There's this obstacle box seems to be this family situation.
Hey, baby.
Central to the past. Looks like they're going to do what they did before with you. There's this concern about bullying, embarrassment as the current. Okay, so I see family and trying to sit back and relax or wanting family to feel relaxed about this as the obstacle or blockage. Because of this issue, this person who's been a bit bullheaded, it's like there's a strategy in trying to have some kind of acceptance around this. Okay. You say they may want to give you some kind of gift, surprise, as the obstacle blockage. Surprise, setback, relax, it's family issue. Obstacle blockage. Bottom of the deck, it's main person, online, and lies, concerns about the spiritual and having a sense of satisfaction, concerned about taking this risk. So it looks like they could be spying. and watching you from afar, a slice-like energy. Okay, that's the overall energy. Let's keep going here. Let's use this deck. What's going on with the collective? Just out the way. What's going on? Of course, all those cards want to fly out there. Okay, we'll take care of that later. Anyway, what's going on with the collective?
No, it's not good. Thanks for bringing that in though. Let me see it. I'm gonna give you a ball. I'll trade you a ball for it. Okay. Give me that first though. Okay. Let me give you a ball. You want a ball?
What's going on with the collective's love interest? They're the main person versus the main person romantically.
You know something you really love the liver?
Hmm?
Basically, Celtic Cross. Show me cards you see. Show me cards you need. Two. C. Lots of unknown secrets. They know they messed up. That's the obstacle blockage. You didn't know what you were agreeing.
Ball. Ball. This is the ball. 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 This is the ball. Okay. Ball. This is the ball. Ball. Okay. This is the ball. 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 I said, come here, go get your ball. This is what you get, okay? Okay?
They're gonna have to put some kind of effort into this. That's the obstacle blockage. They don't know how to put the effort into this.
Get your ball. Ready. Get your ball. Get your ball. Ready.
There's the main person. Secrets unknown. I don't know if I know what I'm agreeing to when it comes to you. I want something to come full circle. To know that there's going to be effort to fix these mistakes. Okay, let's go down a layer. Disappointments about romance. Single and available to pursue. Let's use this deck. They're the main person, the person's the main person. What's going on with the collectives? Love interest romantically, and the based on the cross. Show me cards you see. Show me the cards you need to see. Alright, let's find out. So there seems to be a distorted masculine around this, as in the current here, and they're trying to see the silver lining around the situation. Okay. And they're seeing that there's no coincidences here. So they're realizing that this was destiny, that there was no coincidences. How do I resolve this conflict with you? I want to give you what you want, what you wish for. You know, there's this concern about romance, how to resolve this conflict, and seeing the silver lining in the situation. Interesting what you're not seeing about this situation. Bottom of the deck is main person. See, I feel like you guys can let me know in the comments, but I feel like this connection connection was started in a very passionate way, and maybe there was no, it was like a, like a, not exactly a relationship, but a friendship, situationship kind of there. Because I see main person and like this passionate stuff going on, passion, freedom, and gaining spiritual maturity about it. Okay, let's go down one more layer here. Let's use my deck. Then we'll go through it all the way. Okay, they're the main person, the person's the main person. What's going on with the Plexus love interest romantically based on my Celtic cross? Show me cards you see. Show me the cards I need you. Okay, let's find out. They have so many regrets about what happened in the past. There's this concern about a relationship as the obstacle or blockage, or a couple around that. And that doesn't matter though, they're single and available to pursue. I see that. There could be a partnership, collaboration, or this concern about wanting a commitment. They love you. They regret everything that's happened, and they love you. Yeah, we see people around this, socializing. Yeah, I keep hearing, love you, love you, love you. They really want to reconcile, actually, guys. They want to reconcile, they regret this, and they love you. They're just confused about people around this. It's a relationship as the obstacle or blockage. Maybe they feel like you're in a relationship or you're still dealing with somebody from before. Okay, bottom of the deck, shock and surprise and concern. See, look, they're concerned you're with somebody new, but they're missing you, and there's concerns about there's going to be reaction or triggered about hearing about some kind of commitment because of this family conflict and the sense of destiny. And there's this concern about this money situation and communication, letter, message, document, paperwork. Okay, so go into the current now. Okay, let's take a look at the current. Okay, let's take a look at the current. So the current. Yeah, interesting. The cards fell down. Let's just take a look at this, okay? When the cards fell down. Oh, I can get to it. Look at the card that flipped up that fell down, said the X. So there is this concern about you dealing with your ex here in this situation for some of you guys. Okay, let's keep going. Of course, my microphone keeps on cutting off. Okay, one of these, definitely one of these nights, I'll tell you. Okay. All right, so I want to apologize. I love you, and I regret what happened. Yeah, you are the person I want. I knew there was no coincidence, but there's this concern about this infringing party masculine around this. Yeah, you're my person, but I don't know what I'm agreeing to. If there's secrets, there's unknowns. So they don't know if you're dealing with somebody. There's this acceptance of this bullying and having a strategy. So there was some kind of concern about what happened before. I see that there's a lot of mourning and a sense of desperation about this marriage commitment, long-term commitment. I want long-term happiness with you. There's this concern about a child around this or flirting and wanting to end a tough cycle. 10 of Swords. Okay, let's keep going. Obstacle or blockage is what? Are you in a relationship? Are you socializing, or is there other people around this? Because I'm confused. That's the obstacle or blockage. Is there a silver lining? Can we resolve this? You know, should I take actions of love, romance towards you? I really feel bad. I don't know if I should put effort, if things can come full circle, if I can fix this. This family situation, I'm trying to sit back, relax. I don't want to have a surprise when the timing is right. right? There's concern about this pleasure seeker getting what they want and not listening to their intuition about it. So I don't know what to do. I'm at a crossroads.
It's a motherfucker on the roof, warmed up in his birthday suit. Max him to the rescue.
So what happened in the past?
My mama wanna know why I do what I do.
Energy shows.
'Cause I'm Superman, Superfly. Bitch, you could die. Hey, where'd you get all that energy from, sir? Yeah, sit in the window and regulate. That's your job. There you go. Good boy. It's a good boy. Good boy. You see anything crazy, you bark. Okay? Good boy. Get something, I give you a bowl of milk. Yeah, you love milk. Maybe even some cereal. You love cereal. Look, he licked his lips. He's a cereal, really? I wish the motherfucker would. I wish the motherfucker would.
Commitment and compatibility and trying to be mature about this. Shock and surprise about fulfillment of desires. Definitely very sexy energy in the past. This person. Someone was giving advice. They were arguing and fighting about this money situation in the past. There was an infringing party, sister, daughter, friend, or karmic, which caused regrets and shock and surprise. All right, lies. Someone sabotaged the relationship in the past. Someone lied and sabotaged the relationship in the past. What are you not seeing? You're not seeing that very soon they're going to make a decision. They can't stop thinking about you, but they have uncertainty. What's going on with you? And there could be a mother, older sister, aunt around this, and this concern about, their ego. Like, am I good enough? Are there going to be boundaries, restrictions? Stuck in the middle, knows there's a sense of destiny, but avoidance. Till the timing is right, there's stubbornness about this good news. I see the masculine helping with love, and we see a friend around this is what you're not seeing. Worries and concerns about this offer of love and trying to make a decision. So they don't know what to do. They're like, oh my God, what do I do? All right, so at the head of the map, single and available to pursue, but they're defensive about this ex-partner. A relationship, money situation, and how do I bring things into balance? Trying to force this decision to heal this connection, relationship. Is concerned about third wheel and hesitation on how to fix this. I see thoughts and plans and concerns about being left out with cold, a sister, daughter, friend, and karmic. Being charitable and giving someone attention, and you see wanting to communicate with you. All right, what's going to happen in the near future with your person? Stressing about giving you an offer to the new person. They're going to stress about, looks like they want to give you an offer. Ace of Pentacles energy is coming out. They're going to revive this and put effort into finding a great solution between you and them, or you're going to manifest what you want. Okay, I see this. Yeah, I keep getting this information about this house and home stuff. Loss and criticism and something about moving in or a house or home situation here. Yeah, overindulgence about what you want and focus on a goal here is the outcome. Shows that spending alone time, happy energy, and lesson you've been waiting for is the
I heard that.
in the near future. Romance, giving you what you want, and taking responsibility for this. 10 of Wands. Okay, let's keep going. Your advice, make the effort, know that this is going to be at the right time, have a conversation.
I might be blind as shit, but my ears are fucking A1.
You're going to see the results.
A1.
Your advice is saying you're going be honest about this money situation. Or she could say abundance of honesty. Okay, it's showing. Look to the past. It's like you guys are going to roll together, and there is something about this collaboration. People around this. There's going to be pridefulness, and when you get knowledge about this money situation, you may be triggered and shocked and surprised about this opportunity offer. This could be again to do with some kind of money situation. Use of Wands. Okay. Why are they treating you the way they are, collective? Optimistic and trying to be patient, don't know what to do. Okay. Why are they treating you this way? See, there's this concern about self-respect and concern about being left out in the cold or emotional loss of love. So they're concerned about getting hurt. And maybe they feel like there's a lack of respect because there was a situationship in the past. All right, I see kissing and making up, and traveling, moving, and wanting to communicate with you. Overthinking, arguing, and fighting about the sense of destiny. So you may be arguing with somebody about the sense of destiny when it comes to this connection. Loyalty, devotion, wanting to visit you and have a conversation. Why they're treating you this way. Like before, there's something about marriage and overanalyzing. Knight of Pentacles energy. So it's like your person may have really gone through something in the past that really made them overanalyze connections. Okay, so possibly a past
Heard that.
with someone. You're the best decision for me. There's this concern. Yeah, see, they're
I said I
concerned
heard
about
that.
you and a friend in a passionate situation. Like the attraction, like they are the concern of this dishonesty, main person,
Yeah,
and doing a lot of soul searching. Happy outcome, healing, and waiting around to see how things play out. So there's a jealousy issue here when it comes to friends and you and concerns about that. Maybe there could have been, because it looks like in the past there was some kind of sabotage, some kind of lies and sabotage to sabotage the connection. So we see forgiveness and we see dating and very sexy energy. Like because of the fact that there was some kind of trauma here, seems like there's some triggering factors of jealousy about other people around. On this. Okay, so spending time together, doing a lot of soul searching, and being happy is the outcome. Main person and this concern about sisterhood, friend, and karmic, and this connection. Trying to bring things together, spying, doing this concern about lying, deceptions with the main person. See, there's like a lot of healing going on here in the outcome. There's this concern about greediness of friends and trying to be happy, sun card energy. And I see old memories of the past. You have the key to your success to love, heart card energy. Yeah, you see, it's going to be a lot about getting evidence about this indulgence of nefariousness from the past. You see that? Or seeing if somebody's really being real honest and true about the connection. So we see there's this nightmare, and we see waiting around and concerned about some kind of temptation or somebody trying to get money from someone. Rejection, spying, and selfish energy. So, wow, this is really triggering. I know this outcome is showing like this concern about, are you reject me? It's like a lot of spying going on. Like, is it too good to be true kind of energy? Okay. See, look at this main person, and we see this person and this person and a friend around us. Like, you see people around us. A mother being defensive about going out and having a good time and partying. So, mother, older sister, aunt. Concerned about sad news, trying to have a sigh of relief. And making sure things are over. So it's like the outcome seems to be a lot about this frustrating aspect about these other people and trying to heal and fix the situation from what has happened. Because I see this money situation, arguing and fighting about this Aries, Sagittarius, legal energy, masculine. motivation. And then the final cards are there's going to be accomplishment for the connection, happiness, but dealing with a lot of regrets in the past. Five of Cups represent. So it's going to be literally the outcome is an aftermath, right, of everything that's happened. Okay, so let's use this card. What does your person want to say to you? What does the collective's love interest want to say to the collective romantically? Show me the cards you see. Show me the cards you need. See or find out. They don't want to engage fully. Yep, they said you hurt me. You're my soulmate. Will you listen? You feel like home. There's something again about this house and home situation. I'm obsessed with you. No one compares. Let go of the past. You're mine. So it's like this concern about someone hanging on to their ex. I'm single and available to pursue. I miss you. I want to spoil you. You're gonna make me clean. I'm confused. You're so special. Why are you acting like you don't care? And focused on this money situation. Are you still listening? This isn't goodbye. There was a feminine energy that was hurt because of this emotional intimacy you guys had. You're perfection. I'm feeling lost. Unblock me, or somebody needs to be unblocked. I see there's some fantasizing going on with your person and feeling left out and cold. Then we have another person that seems to be hurt around this and is concerned about attachment to an ex. Is it true? Are you with somebody new? So they're really confused about are you with somebody or not? Okay. How does the collector's love interest reflect the romantically? Let's find out. Show me card units. Show me the card. Two. See. Okay. So they feel like there's this concern that you feel like someone has unmet needs, but it's inevitable things are going to come full circle. I want to bring something to light. I want to talk to you about something. We have a lot of untapped potential. I'm concerned about these lies and deceptions. I know it's going to swing the other way. Are you keeping your options open? Or do you feel like we've outgrown each other? You know we're destined soul times. I need to reach out. Yep. So, yeah, there must be lack of communication. They're saying they're going to reach out. Let's get you guys some advice. So, what should the collective do? Guys, what's good for the best possible outcome for them? When it comes to the person, what action should they take towards the person at this time? Show me the cards you see. Show me the cards you need. See. All right, let's find out. So it's like about travel, moving, needing some kind of support, spending some time alone. See something about people around us. Get focused. And listen to your intuition. Something is about to change. Speak your truth. Right now, sit back, relax. When it comes to feeling stuck in the middle, stagnant, go with the flow. So, some advice. Alright, so I don't know this is is always happen all the time. But my love reading seems delayed. I can feel our own emotional obstacles and blockages in the way. So, your spirit guides are saying, stop that. Surrender to the situation and know what's going to happen. Go with the flow here. You're going to be blessed. The blessing is coming. There you go. That's what I feel like with all these movement cards. It's like a lot of movement cards saying movement's happening here. I know you're defensive about this, but you're going to have success. Know that your value and your worth. What's the lesson right now for the collective? Regain your confidence. Know your value. Know your worth. Okay? Know you are worth it. All right, love painful dolls. You want to take my advice? You don't want to. I love you guys so much. If you guys like it this way, you want me to continue this way, hit that like button. Let me know in the comments below. See you guys another video too. Have a great rest of your next couple days, and I'll see you guys soon.
Even the neighbor's dog is barking on that side, and their dog never barks.
I'm gonna go put some pants on. See what it says.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, the New Moon Tarot. So everybody, happy Friday, you guys. The weekend is here. I hope you have some great weekend plans. Let's check out the weekend energy, okay? Anyway, just take what resonates, leave the rest behind. And thank you so much, everyone, for all of your support. Thank you to all of my subscribers. You guys rock. Welcome to everybody new here. You rock too. And thank you for all the awesome comments. You guys leave confirmations. Thank you. So many of them. Keep them coming. I love them all. All right, Divine, what messages do you have for the collective? You're saying no to anything toxic. Someone here could be breaking a habit as well, like a toxic habit. Could be anything, you know? I'm trying to drink less slushies. Okay? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm doing the same thing. Um, yeah, and you just don't want any more toxicity in your life. Is really what I'm feeling like off of this. Okay. I'm also getting the sense that there was someone from your past that was tempted by someone else. Yeah, look, tempted by the devil. Ooh. This is giving me somebody sold their soul here to the devil. Yeah, with some kind of sweet deal, but it ended up not being good. Somebody could have done some spell work on you, some really dark magic. Because this is the devil coming out. Look, everything's coming out in reverse here. Um, yeah, this could have been a lot of spell work actually.
You seen my angle grinder?
Is
Your
very
angle grinder?
low.
It was in that right next to the bathroom. It was the thing with the big disc on it. It's like a large ass Dremel.
Has been doing some jobs
I think you read it in the garage, maybe.
For what?
I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know exactly which thing you're talking about.
you know the thing that had to cut off locks and shit like that?
Oh.
Remember that thing?
What are you about to cut?
Nothing, but it's right there in this box right there that's missing now.
The fact that you're intuitive.
It should be wherever you thought. I haven't touched it.
Okay. The one thing I'm noticing about this reading, you guys, I gotta say,
Oh.
is the complete absence of your energy. Okay, not a single card out here for you. Okay, and that's telling me that you're staying as far away from this group as possible. That you're listening to your intuition. It's giving me that you are an elusive high priestess energy. Okay, very elusive, very hard, like almost untouchable. Hard to maybe hard to find, hard to pin down, hard to track down, hard to stay ahead of. Like you're always ahead of these people, like 10 steps ahead of them. You could be getting a lot of downloads from the divine through this whole entire, like, this could have been going on for years, right? And you get warnings from the divine or from your spirit guides or signs, synchronicities in nature, maybe when somebody is doing some spiritual work on you or when somebody is sending you bad energy, right? Um, and you've been able to protect yourself, like you've been able to utilize this. I feel like you're someone who burns a lot of sage. You stay grounded in nature. You're very like tuned into nature. I'm getting this earthy energy, like really strong earth energy. So you could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You're very grounded, very down to earth, loyal, and dedicated to the people that you love. And it's almost like you give these people, nothing's having an effect on you. Like you may feel when somebody is sending you spell work, it could make you feel like tired or maybe a little unmotivated, maybe even a little confused at first. But it doesn't have the sting to it. It doesn't really truly affect you or bring you down. And I'm telling you, there's someone who's coming across in your community as being absolute, like the picture of perfection. Okay? This is somebody who's very fake. Very fake. They actually, I feel like they have a very dark personality. And now, that person that you're with gonna be haunted, or they're gonna have some kind of attachment. I'm just feeling like there's an attachment to them now, like they unleashed some kind of very dark entity, okay, in whatever it is that they're doing. This wants to come out in reverse. This is what I'm talking about. I feel like whatever spell work they were putting on you, the most you probably felt from that is maybe feeling a bit tired, right? Tired, unmotivated, maybe a little confused, right? But now in reverse, your energy is coming back. You feel this spell work is dissipating, okay? Like the divine is clearing all of that energy out. They're just clearing it out. Like I'm feeling somebody waving their arm and that air just blows it right away from you, okay? And all of that energy is going to come right back. It's going to be returned to sender. So not only is whoever is casting these spells on you, okay, or trying to curse you. That's what they're trying to do is curse you, and they want the worst for you to happen. Okay, whoever is doing that, not only are they going to be suffering from their could very well be a light worker, a chosen one, a divine being. And God has this rule now that He says, touch not my anointed ones. That would be you. Okay? So, clearly, whatever they try to do, they're getting karma for. They're having it be sent back to them, and nothing is going to actually be able to stop you. God's not going to allow any more blockages in your path. God's not going to allow to have someone bring down a chosen one. No, that's not going to happen. And the ones who try to do that, like this person, this big person here, the ones who try to bring down the chosen one, they're going to be slammed with karma. Okay? Because that would be a blockage that needs to be removed. All right, so what else can you show me? So whoever this is that's been doing this to you, and you'll know if this is for you, you already know that people have been sending you some bad energy. They've been wanting, whoever this is has been wanting to take you down, right? Take you out. Um, Whoever's been doing this, they're well, this is not good for them. Okay, like this is they may not even have any idea really yet that they have some attachment. This whatever Pandora's box they open, like they're not going to be able to just get rid of it. Okay, it's going to be difficult. But yeah, but see, no more blockages in your path. That's your path right there. Look, all blockages removed. What did I say? So it's going to be this person here, whoever this is, whoever has been sending you this dark spell work and really praying for your downfall, to the devil, okay, asking the devil for help. Oh, that person is going to go down. They're going to be the ones going down. They are. Yeah. And the devil doesn't really care how they feel about it. You know, the devil doesn't care. But yeah, something dark was released. Ooh. All right. What else can you show me? I feel like they're going to be living in fear while you're happy. Okay, yeah, I'm telling you, the karma's coming. Things are getting bad for whoever this is. I feel like they're about to be scared out of their mind. I have to say they are. They're about to be scared out of their flipping mind. Have you guys ever seen the movie? I think it's, I'm not sure what it's called, but I think it's called Host or The Host.